Hi, it's Fikri here of MrMaths Academy. This is a series of 5-part video explaining how to solve problems related to expanding brackets. In the description section below, there is a link containing a document with 50 questions related to expanding brackets. So if you haven't got that document, please head on to that section, find the link and download it. Only proceed playing this video once you have attempted answering those questions. So what are you waiting for? I hope you enjoy it and make the most out of this video. Happy learning. Okay, we are switching to the final gear. Okay, this is finding the area of shaded region. Do not be afraid about this. When you want to find out the area of a rectangle, this is obviously a rectangle diagram here, what we need to do is to multiply the width and the length. So in this case, the length could be x plus 10 and the width is 10. So the area is 10 times x plus 10. Alright, 10 is the width and x plus 10 is the length. Or it could be the other way around, yeah? 10 is the length and x plus 10 is the width. So now, what have we got? Well, we've got an expansion to perform. So 10 times x and then 10 times 10. So A is basically 10 times x plus 10 times 10. So that is 10x plus 100. Well, do not forget to put the unit of area, which is unit squared. Okay, since the unit for the length and width are not given, if it is meter, then we're going to write meter squared. If it's centimeter, we're going to write centimeter squared. But since no unit is being given, so we're going to assume unit square here. So this is the area of the shaded region, or the area of the rectangle. Next question. Again, we have multiplication, we have expansion here. The area is the width times length, so that is 2x times x minus 5. And we have multiplication or expansion to perform here. So that is 2x times x plus 2x times minus 5. So that is 2x squared plus minus 10x. So the final answer is, for A, for the area, 2x squared minus 10x. Next question. Okay, as you can see, the question has been tougher and tougher. This is not a rectangle, but we can make it to become two rectangles. Well, what do I mean by that? I can divide this shape here into two rectangles if I put a line here. So now we have two areas. I shall call it A1 and A2. And as such, the area A is now equal to A1 plus A2. Yeah, because we have just dividing the diagram into two rectangles. So how do I find A1? Well, A1, the width is x. What about the length? Okay, the length of the first rectangle on the left is not given, but we can make it up by adding the length of the first, well, not the first, but this length, okay, which is 3 units, and this length. As you can see, 3 and x, when adding up together, becomes the length of the first rectangle. So that this is x plus 3. So that is A1. A1 is x times x plus 3. A2 is quite straightforward here. A2 is the smaller rectangle. Width times length, that becomes 2 times x. So now we can add them up together, so that we have x plus 3 plus 2x. Okay, the first one, we can expand it to become x squared plus 3x, yeah, by, well, again, our expansion is by multiplying each terms inside the bracket by the term outside of it. So then we need to add 2x here. We have like terms, not with x2, but 3x and 2x. That becomes 5x. And do not forget to put unit squared. And also enclose the expression in brackets, yeah? So that's the answer. Next question. Okay, this is even more interesting. We do not divide this diagram into two rectangles as we did in question 43, but we do have a hole in the middle here. Okay, we can measure, or we can calculate the area of the hole there. So I'm gonna call the big rectangle, or let me just put it like this, yeah. I'm gonna put that as A1. A1 is the area of the big rectangle. Maybe I should just put that in red. The bigger rectangle, imagine if the bigger rectangle has no holes inside it. It's no hole inside it. So that's A1, yeah? In another word, A1 is multiplication of the width and length, which is 11. That is the width or the length. Multiplied by 2x plus 1. Okay? And the A2 is the one in the middle. Well, I'm gonna put A1 like this, and A2 is the one in the middle. So A2 is length times width, that is 5 times x minus 3. Well, we have not completed our equation here. Well, the area of the shaded region should be A1 minus A2. And why is that? Because A1 is the area of the bigger rectangle if we assume there is no hole in the middle. But the hole itself has an area of its own, which is A2. And A2 has an expression there, as we have defined here, yeah? So A1 is 11 times 2x plus 1. And we are going to minus A2, which is 5 times x minus 3. So that is 11 times 2x plus 11 times 1. But now we have a minus here. I am going to put an extra step here, just in case, yeah? So that is 11 to x plus 1. And then I'm going to turn it into plus, but I'm going to put minus 5 here. X minus 3. So that becomes plus minus 5 times x. And then plus minus 5 times minus 3. So now we can simplify them. 11 and 2x become 22x. Plus 11, because 11 times 1 becomes 11. Plus minus 5 and x is minus 5x. Plus minus 5 and minus 3, that becomes plus 15. And we're going to simplify this. Well, we are going to open the bracket here. So that becomes 22x plus 11. Plus and minus meeting together becomes minus 5x plus 15. Alright, hoping that I do not make any mistake here. Alright, then we can add or subtract the like terms. So first of all is 22x minus 5x. So 22 minus 5 is 17. 17x then. Yeah, should be correct. Then 11 plus 15 is 26. So this is the answer. Right? 17x plus 26 unit squared. Number 45. Okay, we have another unique problem here. There are a number of ways to calculate the area. The shape looks like letter C, We can do this. Yeah? We can actually divide this into three separate rectangles, but this will require us to write three expression or three expansions by itself. So I do not quite like that. Yeah, perhaps I want to define a blank rectangle. I'm gonna put it in red. This is what I call as a blank rectangle. So what I do now is I take the big rectangle, which is I'm gonna put in green. The big rectangle is this one. Yeah, I hope you can see it. Green color, not much contrast. Okay, so that is a big rectangle, and I'm gonna call that as A1, and the one with the hole there is A2. So like previous question, the area A is A1 minus A2. So what is the expression for A1? I'll put it here. A1 is equal to the width times length, which is 10 times 3x plus 2. And A2 is, well, okay, we have the width, which is 6, but what is the length? Why is the length of this? What we know is that the length of the rectangle here is 3x plus 2, but we are going to take away this x here, and then another x there. So that is basically an expression of 3x plus 2 and then minus 2x. I guess I'm going to need to delete the arrow to give it a room. So A2 is 6 times 3x minus 2x. So that becomes x plus 2. Alright, now we are ready to do the subtraction here. So A1 is 10 times 3x plus 2 minus this expression here, which is 6 times x plus 2. And we end up with 2 expansion. So let's do that. 10 times 3x plus 10 times 2. We have a minus here. So I'm going to put a plus and then minus 6 times x. And again, plus minus 6 times 2. So that is 10 times 3x, that is 30x. 10 times 2 is 20. Plus minus 6x. Plus minus 12. Right. Let's open the bracket. So that becomes 30x plus 20. And minus meeting plus becomes minus 6x. And again, plus and minus becomes minus 12. Adding up the like terms or subtracting the like terms, 30 minus 6 becomes 24x. Then 20 minus 12, which is 8. So that's the answer. Question 46. Okay, question 46 is a little bit advanced, yeah? The area is given. The area A is 3 times x plus 2. So we can say that the expansion is already being made, already being performed, but we are to find out the value of W, the width of the rectangle, when we have the length already given. So the area is basically width times length, so I can write the expression W times x plus 2. That should be equal to the area that's been given, so that is 3x plus 2. So comparing the left hand side and the right hand side, what do you notice? Okay, this is the left hand side of the equation and the right hand side of the equal sign. We can see that the term in the bracket, they are exactly the same. So what do you think the value of W is? Well, of course, W is equal to 3. Okay, the W is equal to 3. So we have already solved the question. Okay, the next way we can do this is that to turn the left hand side to have only w, so we need to get rid of the expression in the bracket. We need to get rid of this. We need to get rid of x plus 2 and leave only w on the left hand side with equal sign. But how to get rid of x plus 2? Well, we can divide the whole expression by x plus 2. Because x plus 2 divided by x plus 2 is equal to 1. And again, over here as well, we have to divide both sides of it by x plus 2. If we divide one expression, if we divide the left hand side with one expression, we must also divide the right hand side with the same expression, okay, to make it balance. So now x plus 2 and x plus 2 becomes 1, yeah, and over here as well, x plus 2 divided by x plus 2 becomes 1. So what is left over is w and 3. So w then is equal to 3. So that is the answer, or w 3 unit, yeah. Next question then. Find the length of the rectangle. The area is given. So the area is 5x minus 1 unit squared. And as we know it, the area of rectangle is the width times length. So that is going to be 5L, yeah. So 5L should be equal to 5 times x minus 1. And take a look at the terms on the left hand side versus that of the right hand side. What have you noticed? We have both 5 as the coefficient, so we can take them away by dividing it by 5. Yeah, divide the whole thing by 5. So now 5 divided by 5 equals 1. 5 divided by 5 equals 1. So what is left is L. What is L then? L is x minus 1. So this is the expression for L. So I hope you learned something from here. Let's move on. Question 48. And we are going to find the L again, the length. Area is given. The area is equal to 5x minus 5 unit squared. And for the formula, the area of rectangle is width times length, so that is 5L. This should be equal to 5x plus 5. And we want to find out the expression for L. So we're going to get rid of 5 there by dividing it by 5 on both sides of the equation. So now 5 divided by 5 equals 1. So we have L only on the left hand side of the equation. So this, how do we perform division here? We have a two-term expression divided by a number. So when we do this type of division, then we need to divide them separately. 5x divided by 5 minus 5 divided by 5. Much like the expansion, when we the expansion like this, yeah, a times b plus c, we have to multiply them individually. Each of the term in the bracket have to be multiplied by the term outside of it. So likewise, when we have a division like this, yeah, when we have division like this, we need to divide each term separately by the denominator. Okay, that's how we reach here. Now, what is 5x divided by 5? So 5 can be divided by 5 separately, becomes 1. And again, 5 divided by 5 here becomes 1. So we can get the expression for L, which is x, because 5 is being diminished, minus 1. So this is the expression for L. Okay, next question. Alright, the question is quite similar. We are going to find the width when the area is given. So the area is 6x plus 2 unit square. And the area is given by the multiplication of the width and the length, so that is 2w. That should be equal to 6x plus 2. And we want to find out the width, so what we need to do is to divide it by 2, both sides of it, yeah? The reason why 2 is chosen, because that is the coefficient of w. By dividing by w, then we can cut it out, because 2 divided by 2 is equal to 1. And like previous question, on the right here, on the right side of the equal sign, we can divide them separately. Okay, 6x divided by 2 plus 2 divided by 2. Okay, so w now is equal to, well, what is 6 divided by 2? 6 divided by 2 is equal to 3. And 2 divided by 2 equals 1. So what we have here is 3x plus 1. So that is the width of this rectangle. Question 50, which is the final question. Like previous question, the area is given. And the area of rectangle is multiplication of the width and the length, so that is 3w. That should equal to 9x minus 6. And we want to find out w. So we need to get rid of that 3, the coefficient 3, by multiplying it by 3 on both sides. So now 3 divided by 3 is 1. So we have left with w on the left. And the right hand side, we need to divide them separately. So 9x divided by 3 minus 6 divided by 3. So w is, okay, what is 9 divided by 3? 9 divided by 3 is equals to 3, and 6 divided by 3 equals to 2. So the answer is 2x, not 2x, but 3x, yeah? Okay, 3x minus 2. So this is the width of the rectangle. There you go. That is the end of a series of 50 questions on expanding brackets. I hope you get the most out of the 50 questions here. So if you do have any questions, or you do have any doubts, do not hesitate to write some comments or your questions in the comments below, yeah? Okay, all the best. Bye-bye.